I'm not letting my kids die. I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbor. I'm gonna haul him up by a chain. I will eat your ass. I'll do it. You think I like sizing up my neighbor? I'm just gonna chop his ass up. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass. Oh, eat your ass. I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Oh, eat your ass. My superpower is being honest. And I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Oh, eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass. I will eat your ass. Oh, eat your ass. I've extrapolated this out, and I will eat your ass.
And strike and strike and strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa, from South America. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. The Lord says it is done. The Lord says it is done. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. Angels are being released right now. Angels are being dispatched right now.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, I learned a lot. Anyway, Bo is associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is, I learned so much. I learned so much. I learned black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things that come on, man. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. So I learned about kids jumping on my lap, my buckets jumping on my lap. Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we nuts? Dad, you know. Come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Huh? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man. Well, Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids, wealthy kids. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds. But I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am,
Yeah. Trump the Don back at it again. Shout out Big Tucker, Alex Stein, JP Sears, Jordan Peterson, and Ben Shapiro. They call me racist, fake news, But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Everybody, they were loving me. So the media was switching up on me. Now they young, trying to comfort me. And get a little piece of my money. Greatest president of all time. If you think not, you're mistaken. The only president I love more is them blue hunted Ben Franklins. These rappers are flexing their cars. Some are flexing their house. My toilet bowl is made of solid gold. I don't need gold in my mouth. Government is full of perverts. Ignoring the Hillary servers. Did Epstein really get murdered? That was my burner. Eating Trump steak, drinking Trump water. Trump towers with Trump daughter. Trump wine, I'm a super gremlin. I don't care about that loser Eminem. Trying to do me like OJ, just know the glove that don't fit. It's about to be a cold case, no love for a snitch. They call me racist, fake news. But Kodak Mazo, I got love for my Haitians. They cool. The media full of these federal agents. Break rules. America first, these candidates hate it. And hate you. Keep it 10 toes down, stay true. Wow. We're making it out of Trump towers with this one.
How about a motherfucking mukbang? We got a beef taco. Santa Fe, right?
Wake up. Wake up. It's propaganda. It's propaganda. It's an e-girl in military uniform. It's propaganda. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
This is a rule. You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it.
Oh, you know it, lad. You know that Hassan Piker? I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring.
No, in real life.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish things simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
99999.
Whose Sailor Moon shirt? Why, mine, of course. It's a little tight.
Oh, of course you watch Progression. You know, skilled, dumb YouTube commenter idiot.
I'm taking all your spell zones. Every
one. Take them. I don't need them.
Go.
End of main, dumbass.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, nice deck.
Spent all match complaining and had the rock
in hand.
The
deck is bullshit.
Completely
it's bad.
saw through
it's
that
a bad
bluff,
deck,
by the
but
way.
it's still bullshit.
Did Hillary teach you
Skill
that
issue.
one, you liar?
Open wide, kids, because I'm going to grape you in the mouth.
He's going to what them in the mouth?
He's gonna grape them.
Well, if it's a level beyond Super Saiyan, then
he must be a Super Duper Saiyan.
If he's a Super Duper Saiyan, then I shall find a way to become a Super D-Duper Saiyan.
You've done well so far, but up until now, I've only been using a mere 5% of my power. Now let's see how well you fare against my Biden blast. Yeah.
For it, Dopes is trying to give it to him.
Porn. Do you have that big a problem? I'm not making fun of. When's the last time? When's the last time you saw porn?
Oh, you busted me. Actually, I made a humiliation porn. That's why I watch you on CNN.
No, but
why are you gay?
Rate me out of 10.
Maybe like a 3.
300.
I like a 3 out of 10.
Oh.
And your voice is kind of just pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Pissing you off?
Why do you sound like that? You sound like out of an anime. Stop. Talk normal. Yeah, you're kind of annoying. I'm gonna be honest.
If you're not paying for child porn, if you're just getting it, there is no moral or legal argument against that.
We've all jerked it to Lolly.
Would be most attracted to.
I think it would be somewhere.
Do you not
from
want to answer
14.
this question?
No, I think it'd be somewhere from 14 to 17.
Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck those socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent.
If you shit talk Tipster's wife, he fights 2 battles that day, one against you and one to get out the chair.
Can you toss me a beer?
Yeah, I got you, bro. Here's a cold one, bro.
Who's born in the 90s that's under 25 can't cook, can't clean. They don't want to work nothing. Niggas that's 31 and over get in relationships with them and wonder why shit ain't working. That's because all young bitches want to do is pop pills, smoke weed, get drunk, lay around, suck eat hot Cheetos, charge they phone, get a sew and weave, twerk, be bisexual, eat McDonald's, wash they in the sink, lie, take selfies, and talk shit through Wi-Fi because they phone never on.
1-1.
Access denied.
1-1-1-2.
Access denied.
1-1-1-3.
Access denied.
1-1-1-4.
Access denied.
This door is a bit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Comic Crew. Hope you guys have been good. I told you we'd have a stream soon. Yeah, so I was you can watch the stream just for that intro. Yeah, it's a great intro. I love it. Bell, are you okay, man? Bell, are you okay? Are you okay, Bell? You shouldn't be saying that on the internet, man. Anyways, so we've got a few subjects to talk about tonight. I do want to get into the Russell Brand thing because some shocking stuff happened after YouTube demonetized Russell Brand's channel just completely out of the blue over the accusations against him. The UK government then used that as a platform to start reaching out to other social media platforms, TikTok and Rumble specifically. I would imagine that they, TikTok and Rumble specifically, I don't know if they've been reaching out to others to try to get him pulled off of his accounts or anything. But it's pretty alarming. Now, here's my issue with that, and I'm going to save it for a little bit later in the stream. They're not charging him with the crime. They don't have the ability to charge him with a crime. They can't. There's literally no evidence for the claims against Russell Brand, specifically in the UK, because the only case you have in the UK, because everybody else is in LA, which is America. Okay. The case in the UK is the Alice girl. Now, the Alice girl says that when she was 16, Russell Brand engaged her in a relationship. I don't even know if I believe that because we can't verify this person's identity at all. We have no way of verifying their identity at all. But the reason why I say I don't, that there's no case there is the UK, again, age of consent is 16. Okay. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like that 30 of the states in the United States and Canada are 16 either. I really don't like that. But that is what the actual law is, so they can't actually charge him with anything. So instead, what they're doing is contacting outlets to get him demonetized. Again, with no evidence. It's actually kind of nuts. And again, this is after a 4-year investigation. So we'll jump into talking more about that here in a little bit. But I also have the Washington Post contacted Dave Portnoy's advertisers saying that, hey, I just wanted to let you know, why are you involved in this event when Dave Portnoy is misogynistic and has other problematic statements that he's made? So why are you sponsoring his event? And Dave Portnoy called the reporter, recorded it, and uploaded it to Twitter. So we'll take a look at that too. There's a small bonus story at the end. We're going to watch and react to a video. It's not as serious as the other stuff. But for people who watch the channel for a while, I reacted to the Darman situation with Sniper Wolf. And she's got some legal problems right now that are pretty funny and confirm a lot of things people have been saying about her for a very long time. But to start with, we have Tim Ballard. Now, give me a second, guys. I've got the hook out tonight. It's been a while. Oh, perfect. Okay, so Tim Ballard, this is the guy that Sound of Freedom, that movie that released recently, is based on. Tim Ballard has been fighting child sex trafficking for a long time. Oh, here we go. Hey, Aura, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Tired as fuck, but I'm doing good.
I was explaining the subjects for tonight. So have you heard about the Tim Ballard thing?
I heard that he defended Russell Brand. Somebody called him. They said that they had similar allegations or something.
They do have similar allegations, except his allegations, they're really, really, there's even less to them, because at least you can argue in the Russell Brand situation, well, I mean, it was a 4-year investigation. Well, they do have this one text message that really isn't holding up to snuff. But you can at least say that, and the reporters have actually spoken to these people.
Question: didn't these allegations against Tim, correct? That's his name, Tim Ballard.
Yeah.
Didn't they drop during something that was pivotal to something political or something like that? 3
days after Tim Ballard, I believe it was either Congress or Senate, but Tim Ballard spoke in that setting, and he told people that he was considering running for Mitt Romney's open Senate seat. 3 days later, what he describes as a tabloid, we'll get into his response, is contacted and told that his church has excommunicated him, and that they put out a rebuke against his behaviors, and that they are standing by the accusations that are being made against him.
That's right.
Here's the thing, though. In his video, he says, hey, that's not true. I'm still a member of the church. I haven't been excommunicated. I'm in good standing with the church. This is a tabloid that got contacted, and they just ran with the story from an anonymous spokesperson of the church. An anonymous spokesperson from the church, and anonymous accusations from 7 women. That's what you have in the Tim Ballard thing. I'm going to play the video because it's kind of nuts, man. This whole thing is kind of fucking nuts. But you got to hear this.
Let's hear it.
Hey guys, I'm in a very special place right now in Washington, D.C. The Soldier's Home, the Lincoln Cottage. Abraham Lincoln lived here during the summer months, and especially the summer of 1862 when he was writing the Emancipation Proclamation, which was very difficult. He was being lied about. He was having so much pressure upon him. Don't do it, his advisors told him, because the North may not accept it. He believed that if he did it, it would lead to the end of slavery. So lots of pressure and having to make a decision. I currently am under fire with false allegations from sources that we have not been able to determine yet. I'm sure you've seen some of this in the press. And I want to read you the statement that the Spare Fund, an organization dedicated to rescuing children by partnering with multiple organizations around the world. We just made deals in Central America so that we can target those traffickers who are hurting children that will soon be residents in the United States because they're trying to get them there. I testified about this at Congress last week. I called out the president for the policies that are causing this pain. And I also, at that moment, admitted that, yes, I am considering running for public office and determining whether I could fight the fight better there. It's not a coincidence that just within 3 days of that, all hell breaks loose in the press and false allegations are brought upon me.
Yeah, right.
And because of that, and because of the fact that, like Lincoln, who was in this house, I
got to pause it here. You know what my issue is? Anytime there has been somebody coming forward to run for a very important seat, Mitt Romney's seat in the Senate is important, because you can say, well, he's just a Republican. He's an anti-Trump Republican. Like, he hates the guy. He signed on board for the impeachment in the Senate. That's Mitt Romney's position. So they don't want a potentially MAGA guy like Tim Ballard to take his seat, because that threatens the establishment. It really does. So we saw this twice with 2 Supreme Court justices. What's his face? Kavanaugh, which was the more recent one.
Almost called him caviar. I was like, shit. It's like, Tim,
you had a woman come forward with a story, and her story was almost entirely debunked. Her claims of being afraid to travel on an airplane because of what happened to her wasn't true. She was regularly taking flights. Her story about setting up a double lock in her home wasn't true. She did it because she was doing like Airbnb or some shit like that. So it was like, it didn't matter. It didn't matter that there were tons of holes in her story. Democrats ran forward with that shit to try to get him discredited, try to get him thrown from his position. The other one, which is a little bit older, I don't know if you remember this one. I think it was like the 80s when this happened. You know the one I'm talking about?
I'm not sure which one.
Clarence Thomas.
No,
When
not too familiar.
Clarence Thomas was nominated, I think it was back in the 80s. And when Clarence Thomas was nominated, a woman came forward with a story that Clarence Thomas had raped her too. And they almost got Clarence Thomas rejected from SCOTUS based on the accusation that, again, had no evidence, and he had witnesses backing him up. He had witnesses that were able to back up his claims. Biden was the guy leading it against him at the time.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Oh my God.
So,
speaking of a little off topic, I got to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you seen the shit that just happened with Dave Portnoy? Speaking of all this shit, did you just see that?
Yeah. I'm going to talk about it later.
Oh, you are going to talk about it.
I got the video pulled up and everything. I listened to it earlier. Shit, man. That was hilarious. He puts the reporter right on the spot. Dude, it's great. It's fucking great.
But she didn't even see it coming. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
No, she didn't. It was great. Well, I asked these questions because I wanted to get a response. And then like later on in the call, she's like, well, typically to get a response, we'll just allege that there's a bunch of negative things, so they're urged to respond to us. I'm like, you bitch. You bitch. That's great. That's fucking great.
Yeah, that's wild.
My thing is, the left has routinely weaponized accusations of sexual impropriety when they want to destroy someone's reputation.
But they'll bolster up fucking sexual improprieties when they feel like it. Like, drag in children's schools and shit like that. That's okay.
Oh, sorry. It was 1992. Okay. I was like 2 years old at the time.
Like when Russell Brand with the fucking D-Gen, right?
Thomas.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Thing. Actually, I was going to say this, though. You also have Joe Biden, the president of the United States, has somebody who has accused him of rape as well. They don't give a shit about it. They won't cover her story. They don't want to talk about it. They don't care. When Hillary Clinton was running for office, that girl that White House staffer, she was like 18 or something at the time, 19, like she was really young. And Bill Clinton had sex with her in the White House, and she says that he had forced himself onto her and like all this other stuff, and that Hillary Clinton was the most brutal, the most vicious when it came to trying to discredit her. So when it comes right down to it, the left will surround one of theirs as accused, but then weaponize accusations against others. It's night and day fucking difference. But because the left controls most media establishments, they get to decide which stories get run. So if it's somebody that's on the left, they will do their damnedest to cover that story up, especially if it's an important figure for them. The Clintons, fucking Biden. But when it's somebody on the right, they'll run with some of the most half-assed fucking bullshit that they can find. Anything they can, because at the end of the day, truth doesn't matter. It's what you can get people to feel emotionally about a subject. And we've seen it happen time and time again. That's why when you see this happening with Tim Ballard, because he said, I might be running for Mitt Romney's seat. And it's like days later, you're like, dude, nobody believes you. And what's crazy is he's got the statement from his church, right? Or from one of the organizations, the anti-sex trafficking organizations he works with, in which they're saying, no, he's a member in good standing. We don't know who this came from, but it's been run everywhere. It's been run everywhere. Nobody bothered to verify anything. That's how these outlets tend to work. As long as you have the accusation, they'll all run with it, as long as it's someone that they can destroy and want to destroy.
Will not stop. I will not give up, no matter the pressures upon me, no matter the pain to me or to my family because of lies. I will not. And to that end, I'd like to read you this statement. Tim Ballard issues statement affirming commitment to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Salt Lake City, September 18th, 2023. The Spear Fund, an organization funding and collaborating with a coalition of experts, organizations, and concerned citizens from around the globe to end human trafficking in our time, is releasing a statement on behalf of Senior Advisor Tim Ballard. And the statement reads, rescuing kids and fighting child trafficking is an ugly and dark business, especially when, as the result of my work for more than 20 years, we continue to expose members of powerful, well-funded child trafficking cartels. Evil pedophiles, traffickers will stop at nothing, and they have allies. Allies in government, in the media, in big corporations, and even in public institutions. They continue to lie about me and attempt to destroy my good name, and they will never stop. I want everyone to know that I and our vast army of supporters will likewise never stop. We will keep fighting for the vulnerable all over the globe, and we know that the truth will always prevail. I am a faithful member in good standing in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I believe in Jesus Christ, the Holy Scriptures, and I believe in our faith with all of my heart. That, no matter what, will never change. Now, it's been alleged that an unnamed LDS church spokesperson issued a statement about me through a tabloid that is often hostile to people of faith. Further, my church has not publicly verified its authenticity. We are also highly suspicious about the timing of such a statement, given its close proximity to Mitt Romney's announcement that he is retiring, and my own public comments that I am prayerfully considering running for public office. The LDS Church does not engage in political activity. In any event, nothing will change my core beliefs. If someone within the church did release this statement, I am absolutely confident that the right people will step in and ensure that proper due process is followed as the rules of our church dictate. I, my family, and the Spear Fund team will confidently move forward and focus on our mission of saving children from the horrors of sex slavery and remaining fierce defenders of freedom. We invite anyone who shares this passion to please join us. Thank you.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on that, Aura? Unnamed church spokesperson who went to Vice News.
It's fucking sleazy, bro. It's happening all the time now. It's like, I don't know. Anonymous people bitching about crazy shit about I don't know. I don't want to go back to the Dave Portnoy thing, but like that's another thing. Like you know, he's like, what is it? You contacted my sponsors before even speaking to me about these claims that you're not even making sure are factually true, but you're stating that they're true. Shit like that.
He actually read the email that she sent to the advertisers, and it's fucked. It's entirely fucked.
Because she's like, what? I didn't send any emails like that. He reads it out. He's like, oh, that one I did though. You know, what the fuck? That's just that one because I needed a response from them. I don't know, man. It's just some sleazy shit. It's happening a lot everywhere.
Hey, you want to see something that's really funny about this Tim Ballard thing, though? Look at this.
What you got?
This is from Jim Stewartson, an anti-disinfo activist. He's got the Ukraine thing in the bio, everything.
Yeah, I see it.
Tim Ballard is breaking down after being excommunicated from LDS Church and making up numbers about all the kids he quote-unquote rescued and the bad guys he got convicted. All lies! Anyone fooled by Sound of Freedom or this fraud must learn child abuse is being weaponized for power and money. Bro,
fooled by Sound of Freedom? What?
The level of projection. Sound of Freedom is the movie. It's based on Tim Ballard.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like, is he trying to say that fucking Sound of Freedom was like a hoax or something? Like, what does he mean? That sounds weird.
So when Sound of Freedom came out, a lot of these lefty people lost their shit and said that it's just used to weaponize accusations of grooming. They don't actually care. Dude, Tim Ballard's been working on this for a very long time, right? A very fucking long time. He's set up multiple organizations and works in partnership with multiple organizations in order to fight it. Why you would go after this guy to destroy him tells me everything I need to know. But like the article drops, okay?
Yeah.
Again, nothing is verified. Nothing is verified. But immediately these people run out claiming a W, right? And it takes just a few days for things to get like put under the fucking microscope and find out, oh wait. But it doesn't matter, okay? Because the lies, the slander, and the smear has already gone out across the web. It happens every fucking time. No,
It's just weird.
Every fucking time.
I don't know. It's just fucking weird to me. It's very odd. I don't know.
I would, I don't think it's odd. I think it's routine. I think they know it's an effective political tool because you don't actually need to prove anything. You just need to throw the accusations out there, muddy the fucking water, and that's all you need to do, right? In the Russell Brand situation, that's the exact same thing. They put the accusations out there, they muddy the waters, and then they try to do everything they can to shut down any type of conversation about Russell Brand. So,
well, yeah, it was more in the reference to the fucking Sound of Freedom thing. I thought that was like, that's news to me that people were bitching about it. You know, like I thought everyone like collectively were like, damn, we could get behind this. So
oh my God, no, dude, I think it was MSNBC ran a segment, okay, where a guy came on and was like, listen, this is a bad thing that they're trying to do by highlighting child sex trafficking as an issue.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, man. It's a weird world we live in now.
It's a weird world we live in if you assume people actually care about this subject, or they're more concerned with stockpiling their own power. Because and I don't know which we should probably do Dave Portnoy first and then do the Russell Brand thing. But real quick, like you see it with the Dave Portnoy thing, how they operate, okay? But to the Russell Brand thing, you had a 4-year investigation into Russell Brand that all it turns up is one text message which actually debunks the claim being made in the article. That's all you have. Reporters went out and were contacting anyone that had a relationship with Russell Brand and decided that if they had a positive story to say, they just weren't going to use it. So you would think if the goal is to, portray a situation honestly, you would at least mention, hey, we did contact other women. They all said he was very polite. Nothing was non-consensual. Everything was good. They were really happy with him. No, that would damage the narrative they're trying to push forward. So all it is trying to put out a narrative against somebody so that they can destroy their reputation. They don't care about the truth. It's never been about the truth. Because at the same time, if you were going to run a 4-year fucking investigation, why not do it into the Epstein client list? Why would you spend 4 years trying to expose Epstein's clients? Well, because probably, more than likely, many of the people that fund their fucking media outlets, you'd probably see some of those names pop up.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross and it's disgusting. Yeah, we truly do live in a society. Yeah, that's true. We live in a society, Aura.
And it's one hell of a society. It's fucking crazy.
It's an awful society.
It just it brings me back to when we first jumped onto this whole thing, man. Like, don't you remember the Vic Mignogna shit? It's the same thing. Everyone was contacting all the conventions and people that he worked with. And they're like, there's going to be big news that drops. And Monica's coming forward with a story. Remember all that crazy shit? Just I don't know.
No, that's what I said. When I saw the Russell Brand thing, I was like, I've seen this before. I've seen this so many times before. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. I've seen it so many times before. Okay, let's do Dave Portnoy first, because that was a little bit funny too. Like the conversation's funny. And then we'll jump into talking about the issues with the UK actually contacting media outlets to get him demonetized, knowing that there's no evidence and there's no criminal charges they can actually put forward. Okay, so this video, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, it's actually hilarious.
It's a doozy.
It is.
Notice a bunch of people. It seems like you're sending.
Hold on, let me go to the beginning.
Hey, Emily, this is Dave Portnoy calling. I'm recording you right now. People, it seems like you're sending. We have this pizza fest happening on Saturday, and you're reaching out to our advertisers, and you're basically sending an
Pause real quick, Crow.
that says,
So yeah, today's Wednesday. So what? That's how many days prior? Like 2-3 days prior.
Yeah.
To his fucking event, right? They're giving him no time to respond.
Well, here's the thing. They
didn't expect him to find out. They didn't expect him to find out. They just wanted his. Yeah.
Well, in this call, it ends with him setting up a time for a phone call with this woman, 10 a.m. in the morning. She contacts him back and goes, actually, it's going to be 5 p.m. on Friday. And he goes, 10 a.m. or nothing. She goes, okay, then we don't need to do the call. She wants to wait until they're just about to drop the article to actually have the conversation with Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
It's a smear job. It's not just a smear job. What they try to do is they try to go to the advertisers, get the advertisers to drop out, and then use that as fuel for their fire in their article.
They're trying to scare them because then they're going to be put in the article. It'll be like, oh, they support all this shit that I told them that was negative. They knew. You see, I told them, and they did it anyway. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, fuck, man.
to the effect, Dave's a misogenic racist. Do you want to defend yourselves advertising at this event, right?
I'm sorry, what's your name, Dave? I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm the guy you're writing the article about, Dave Portnoy.
Oh, you're Dave Portnoy. Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good. No, I'm not. I haven't said anything like that.
I can read if you want. If you want, I can read what you actually sent. I have it.
Yeah, read, because I sent a bunch of notes, so I want to make sure I know which one.
Sent a bunch of them.
Okay. We are planning to write about the festival and how some of the sponsors and participants have drawn criticism by seemingly to associate themselves with Dave Portnoy, who has a history of misogenic comments and other problematic behavior. I want to make sure that Blank had a chance to respond to this, since the company is the most prominent and their partners of his festival.
Oh, that's the one I sent to, which was definitely the most pointed of them, because I really did want them to respond.
Yeah, that was really pointed. I just wanted a response from them. Aura. I basically told them you're a misogynistic piece of shit, so that they would give me a response.
I went to your top fucking sponsor and let them know what a piece of shit you are, and they're pieces of shit for supporting you, and asked them to defend themselves, because if not, they're going to make it in this fucking article. That's all I did. Is that problematic for you?
Is that a problem? Like, that's just how we do it here at Washington Post.
Yeah.
You know, I've got to say, here's the best part. I disagree with a lot of the stuff Elon Musk has been doing with Twitter. Some of it's just kind of stupid, like the X thing, or his talks about wanting to remove the block button and everything. But if it weren't for Elon Musk buying the outlet, bro, shit like this would get shut down so fast.
Oh yeah,
you know it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these media outlets have friends that used to work at Twitter, so they could just contact them to get them to shut down stories.
Isn't that how they got verified as well, Crow? Didn't they get verified through their connections on Twitter?
Yeah,
it'd be like no-name journalists too.
So originally verification was really simple. You sent your ID in, and Twitter used to verify you, and that's all it was. But as Twitter gained in popularity, they then shut that off, and then it became okay. Well, we'll verify somebody who has like an article done about them, some sort of prominence that they can feature. But also, if you tend to work at an outlet, and that outlet is, giving us a bunch of money, then we'll verify you too, and then we'll set up a way for you to speak to us directly. It's disgusting, man. It's really disgusting. So when people are like, this stuff looks fishy, this stuff looks pre-planned and everything, this is how it works. Or at least how it used to work when they had the access to Twitter and everything. They still do this shit though. Actually, it's called X, not Twitter. No, never do it. I'm still going to call it Twitter. Oh, actually, real quick. I don't know if you know this. Camelot, he's had his he's had both of his Twitter accounts taken down and his Instagram.
So did Cecil Says. I think Cecil Says, yeah, he got his Twitter account taken down too.
It's kind of like, I mean, they're being targeted by somebody. Like, I don't know who's doing it, but they're clearly being hit by somebody. Somebody's following them around to report their shit. And, you know, Camelot will say some edgy stuff, but it's usually said in jest. I don't know what they went after Cecil for, though. But he has Instagram account taken down, too. That's kind of nuts.
Oh, I think I know why Camelot went down. I saw it.
Oh, he got it back up? Okay, perfect. Okay, so what happened, though?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's because he was writing that slur word that I think is funny to say. Yeah, that starts with an F.
No, you can't say that one.
But it's funny to me. I don't want to say it on your channel. I don't want to.
Here. The gays are protected here, Aura.
I don't want to. I don't want to fuck up your channel, like, you know. But you know the one I'm talking about. I think it's funny. I don't care. I don't mean it in any mean-spirited way. Like, you know, if you're just being like a little bitch, then to me you're just an F slur that I like to say. That's about it.
My thing, and I think it's kind of adorable, is the gay community has tried to turn that into the N-word for them. And I'm like, bro, one, it's been used to describe multiple groups of people for like the longest time.
What about my F slur? How goes my F slur? Like, I want to do it. I don't know. I don't want to piss you off either, though. So, like,
he nicknamed you his little brown friend. That's hilarious, man. Dude, Camelot's funny. I don't give a shit, man. He's funny. Okay, all right. Let me keep playing this video because it gets so much better. That's a good.
She's already like like, you know, like fucking. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And I was hoping to get something from them.
Do you think that's fair? Like, I totally disagree with the assertions of what you said, that misogenic and all that stuff. So, like, it kind of backs people into a corner. So I'm happy to go over anything. I mean, that is pretty pointed. You said you didn't do it. Then I have the exact evidence of you doing it. So
I didn't say I didn't do that. I said I did. That was
you did.
It was the most pointed.
Well, no, you that went before I provided proof. You said you didn't really remember doing that, and then I read it to you, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I did it that one time." So you did do it. I'm happy to talk about the comments because to me, it's kind of like torturous interference. Like, we're doing an event. Everyone's happy about the event. You know, I've raised 50
It's a fucking pizza event, bro.
Pizza, none of that. It's Dave's miss.
It's, you know, what's really fucked up about it? He's been like actually trying to help out pizzerias stay afloat and stay in business. And they tried to get that shut down. Why? Yeah. What was the fucking point? You literally tried to harm multiple fucking people for no fucking reason other than, oh, I don't like Dave Portnoy. Dave
It's a fucking pizza. Let the guy have his fucking pizza event. Jesus Christ! Like, what the fuck?
It's bro. This is so fucking common with these people, though.
He's not running for governor or anything. Like, fucking.
He's doing the pizza event. Yeah. He's doing a pizza event to help out pizzerias so they can stay afloat in a fucked economy. And they're like, I want them to suffer too. I'm like, fuck. Oh man, it's nuts, man. It's fucking nuts.
Misogenic and problematic, and I'm happy to talk about it because to me, nobody would like if someone's going around sending that email to their sponsors. And again, you're not like questioning. You're it's almost like a statement of fact. This is what I am.
Could you imagine, Crow, if somebody emailed her fucking boss a bunch of shit? Like,
I could, but here's the thing: they wouldn't give a shit.
Probably not.
Because she's a nobody and she works for them. So they wouldn't give
a shit.
Yeah.
It's just funny. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
It's stupid. And I just want you to know that the story I'm working on with a colleague. And I want to kind of loop him on this because we did want to talk to you.
When were you going to reach out?
We were planning on doing it tomorrow morning, but
so you're gonna write the article and then give me, like, I've had that a bunch. People write a full article and then give me the points after.
We're doing a bunch of reporting, and we wanted to make sure that when we finally did talk to you, we could really kind of present what, you know, or talk about things more fully based on
like what? Like, it sounds like you have your opinion made of me based on that email.
No. Look, here's the fucked up thing, right? What they were wanting to do was wait get the advertisers to cancel him, back out of the event, and then they'd reach out the day before the article is going to drop and go, "Hey, Dave, so your biggest advertiser just pulled out of this event after finding out about your misogynistic behavior. Do you have a comment about that?"
Yeah.
You know how this shit goes.
I just like how he's just railroading it. Everything she's saying just sounds fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we just wanted to get all the points out there, and we're doing a lot of reporting. Like, what the fuck does any of that mean? Like, look at his facial reactions; they're the best. Like,
bro, what would your facial reactions be in this situation?
No, yeah, for real. I'd probably get angrier, to be honest. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, what does that mean? Like, but whatever.
So then if you don't have your opinion made of me, how do you say in an intro email, Dave Portnoy has a history of misogynist comments and other problematic behavior? That's how you introduce the email.
Yeah. So look, I just want you to know that this is not, I want to talk to you about this, but
don't you think you should talk to me before sending that email?
What I wanted to do,
no.
When we had, so I want to have some specific questions for you, and so I wanted to kind of have the full idea of what we.
That's not a full idea. Like anybody who's rationally reading that email being sent to an advertiser would have to be like, "This is a hit piece, and you have your mind made up. Why else would you put?" No, you call me in the intro. I'll say it again. Dave Portnoy has a history of misogynist comments and other problematic behavior. You didn't say Dave Portnoy raised $50 million for small business. Dave Portnoy saved thousands of pizza places. You didn't mention. You said it in a way that is putting sponsors on the defensive.
So what I worried about when we contacted you, I was worried that
hey, Crow, you want to know what's funny?
one shot.
Yeah, what's up, man?
He just uploaded this clip to his channel. I got the notification. This is like, he just uploaded this shit. I just popped up.
Good, good for him though. Like you have to make it public. That's the thing. They work behind the scenes to get people to cancel, right? To get people to drop you. And then they blow it out to the public after they've already done the damage. So they can build up a full fucking media firestorm against whoever their target is.
Like the total coward pussies they are, bro. Sorry,
no,
go ahead.
Yeah, no, but you're right. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, that's how it is, though. That's what they do. And we see it time and time again. And it's like, well, why do people not trust the media? I mean, come on. Like, would you trust people like this? Honestly. Someone who engages in this type of behavior, would you ever trust anything that they present to you ever again?
Dude, I don't know, because some people will find reasoning to see how that's justified. You know what I mean? Somebody won't have a problem with this. Yeah, like they'll find a reason. They're like, oh, well, he's a piece of shit anyway, And I'm like, whatever, dude. I'm just like, you're gonna fuck up somebody's life because you just don't like them. You could just not like them. You don't have to support the pizza thing. You don't even have to write an article about it. People probably won't even fucking pay attention because you're not talking about it. But I don't know. I don't see the reasoning for fucking up an event, a fucking event. He's not gonna run for fucking president or mayor or anything. He's just fucking doing a
pizza event meant to help out small businesses that are in need.
Yeah,
that's what they did. That's what that's what they were trying to do. Like, fuck, man.
You right. And so what I wanted to do is make
look on his face there.
We wanted to talk to you about before I reached out to you. That's why I was waiting to call you.
Because you wanted to have everything together before you talk to me. I got to be honest, this sounds like something who's going to hit me last second, be like comments and all this negative stuff.
No, this is kind of standard journalistic stuff. Like,
unfortunately, yes. I have been
this is standard. We always go behind the scenes.
To sit down with anybody at any time. And this all stems, by the way, from a guy who wrote an article that for 13 years has been tweeting negatively about me because he doesn't like me. So half the stuff he talks about didn't even exist. The guy doesn't like me. And now you're going to run with this on the Washington Post. And anybody who's listening to this to think you were going to give me a fair chance when you're leading to our sponsors before you talk to me is crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
We have time to talk tomorrow. Would that be okay? Like, I want to talk to you. I really do. I just want to make sure, like, I've got all my questions ready and stuff to talk to you about. Would that be
I think
okay?
people should handle shit like this more often,
I
like
want to
he
see
did.
the article before you
Oh,
do
I
it.
agree. Because there's this is the way you have to do it now.
Why can't you do? Why
Well,
can't you do
he
that?
refuses to let them cancel him. You know,
when I validate all the stuff you're about to make up against me. I have been hit with the same things over and over, and they're all so wildly out of context. It's insane to say at this point in the game when you've already written to the sponsors. Let me say it again. Dave Portnoy has a history of misogynic comments and other problematic behavior. I catch you off guard on a phone call, and now you're like, no, we planned on talking to you tomorrow. Like the Washington Post, which is a wildly left-leaning publication, you have things you've said. You hate Trump, you hate Elon. Not that I'm those people. To think you're going to give me a fair shake. I wasn't born yesterday.
Yeah, but she probably was.
And as part of my reporting, like, we haven't written this story, we won't have written it by the time we talk to you. Like, this is talking to you, I would hope, is going to be a big part of our reporting and a big part of the story. So I'm really hoping I do that, but I want to give you a chance. If we're going to, anything specific we're going to include in the story.
This is what it's like when you get gaslit in real life.
In front of me, because I'm working with another reporter, and I want to make sure that we, have as full conversation as we can.
What was the thesis of this article you're writing?
I don't work with theses. I'm just reporting. It's just, you're an interesting guy. You have an interesting role.
You're an interesting guy. You said a bunch of misogynistic shit. We don't like you.
It seemed like you were going to try to shame sponsors for being associated with me and put them in a box when I know they all love me, but nobody wants the Washington Post writing an article, sponsor associated with misogynic, racist piece of shit. Nobody wants that. That's what you're trying to do. And even on this call, it's pretty clear that's what you were trying to do. You don't have the facts for me.
What I might have said on this call that would give you that impression. All I've said on this call.
Well, we started the call. We started the call with you saying you never said anything negative, and then I read back an email like, "Oh, I did on that one."
He's just like he just goes like right for the jugular. It's great.
Good.
But I really, and what I've been asking people about, I'm just asking people what they're doing. I'm just asking people about, how they came to participate and how they view it. That's
now, but you could have just as easily said, what's your involvement? Are you proud to be involved with somebody who has done so much for the pizza and service industry, right? That could have been an email.
Can we set up a time tomorrow to talk? I mean, really,
shut that down.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I trust you yet. So I'd want more. I want to see everything that you've been asking these people. Like, again, I don't think there's generally why I don't do this at the last minute is because if you really wanted to get my perspective, it wouldn't be me calling you. You would have already reached out to me in a fair manner. Hey, sorry about that. I got like a call that came in the middle of it.
Oh, no worries. Okay. No, I was just saying, I was going to call you. I really wanted to talk with you. I want to have a really full conversation. That's why. So what time?
I'm more than willing to have an open conversation about anything if the article is not written. I'm afraid with what I'm seeing already here, all it does is it validates a hit piece.
I swear, I have not written the story.
I fucking love it. The fucking nervous laugh. I swear. I've never written anything.
Not for me to say, and I'm working with somebody else.
But that seems like a pretty straightforward question. That have you made your mind up about me? If you can't answer that, no.
I can say I have not made my mind up about you.
Then why would you include that in the email?
Does anyone believe what she just said?
Because I was hoping for a dialogue with them. Sometimes you have to say something like, "This is like," it's sort of a reporting tactic. When you want someone to respond, you kind of have to indicate that there might be something negative, and then you get them to engage. That's all I was trying to do.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's all it was. I just wanted a response, so I was saying a bunch of negative shit to you about you.
What I would say is make up something about somebody.
There might be something negative, and so you want to give people a chance to respond and have a conversation with you. That's what I was trying to do.
But at the same time, you're saying you don't know that that's actually truth, so you're leading with something that you haven't done enough research to know if it's valid.
I'm saying there might be a fuller picture, and that's what I want to talk to you about. And I want to set up a time tomorrow morning, maybe like 10. Are you free at 10?
I got to do more research on you. I still don't have the vibe that you're going to give me any sort of fair shake.
Okay.
I mean, after this
So
conversation, I think you would have even less of a vibe that you would get a fair shake.
Look into me. You want to look. My colleague that I'm working with on the story, his name is Tim Carmen. He's also a food reporter at the Post. And I'd love for both of us to be on the call and just, we can talk. I am happy to, I definitely want some on the record stuff, but if there's stuff you want to tell me that you want to tell me on background or off the record, we can talk about all.
No, I'm always on the record. There's nothing I would ever say that is off the record.
I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so maybe you want to say tentatively 10 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes, I'll confirm tentatively. Now, the one thing I'd always ask, just like this is being recorded, I would record the interview tomorrow.
I didn't have a chance to hit record, so I'm not recording this call, but I get that you are. That's totally fine. I always anticipate that, what I'm saying is going to be recorded or be used. I get that.
Okay, so
that's why she didn't say much.
A good step in establishing some degree of trust. So if you're fine with me recording tomorrow, then let's do 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay, do you want to call me on this number?
Sure, yes.
Okay, great.
All right.
All right, we'll talk tomorrow at 10.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Bye.
Okay, so here's the crazy thing, and I think he tweeted about it. Let me exit out of the full screen here. No, okay, hold on. I go here. So I saw the tweet, and here we go. The Washington Post just canceled the 10 a.m. call. Shocker. They proposed 5 p.m. instead. I said 10 a.m. or nothing. They refused. What could suddenly be more important than this? The article has to come out Friday, so they'd leave themselves a few hours before going to print. They want to drop the article before he has the event.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about. So they want to wait until the very tail end. So, man, I'm just like, why? Why would you ever trust these people? I imagine the reason why the phone call was canceled, though, was because they saw that Dave immediately uploaded to Twitter, right?
Yep.
So when they saw that, they were like, oh, shit. Push it back. Because they're going to go after him half-assed and stupid in that phone call and try to trip him up. And they want to pull shit out of context. So if he's going to do that, what they want is the ability to do it at 5 p.m. So he has to drop his video late into the weekday, right? And they'll be able to drop their article first thing in the morning to refute everything. So it's like, I just... WAPO, more like WAPO. Yeah. I man, this is where people have such a distrust for media. We know they don't verify stories. We know they'll run with anything, literally anything, if it will go after someone that they despise. And they hate Dave Portnoy. I don't know why they hate Dave Portnoy. Probably because he's just not a fucking lefty cultist, but
he's a very pro-Trump, right-leaning person. Very pro-Trump.
I mean, there's plenty of reason then. You can't support Donald Trump. If you support Donald Trump, we'll destroy you.
Well, he's not afraid to speak his give his opinions and shit. I watched some of his stuff. Did you see his viral video with the pizza owner? The guy's he's like, yeah, you did see it, right? You saw that shit.
Yeah,
He's
that shit was great.
Yeah. He's like, fuck you. He just screamed. He's like, oh, get away from my sidewalk. He's like, fuck you. It's just crazy. He's a funny guy. Dave's a funny guy.
No, David's funny, but that's the point, right? These people, they're cult members. They literally are cult members. They'll scream and they'll shout if one of the non-cult members goes to talk to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Crow.
so yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna have to dip out, dog.
Dude, take it easy. I'm gonna do the Russell Brand stuff anyways, and I went to talk about this Sniper Wolf thing. Yeah, dude, take it easy.
Oh, the sniper! I forgot you showed me that. Yeah.
Bro,
Okay.
This shit is fucking crazy. It's hilarious.
I didn't even know she was in a lawsuit. I was like, what the fuck?
I didn't know either. But it can,
yeah.
Obviously, we're covering more serious subjects right now. But I figured it'd be a fun thing to go over on the stream, just because it's like, for the longest time, right? we've said it. Sniper Wolf is not an actual gamer. Like she's just not. She's not. And the the lawsuit basically tells us that her current husband, who she's divorcing from, was the actual gamer. Not just the actual gamer, but the guy behind the entire channel that she set up. And then he contacted her after meeting her when she had a channel called Sexy Sniper.
Mm-hmm.
And
I didn't even know they got married.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were married. I was like, what the
previous
fuck?
channel was like lewd content. That's all it was. Because like man, I don't care if the feminists get mad here. Sniper Wolf's only attribute on camera was her looks. She doesn't contribute anything else into the conversation. She doesn't know how to play video games. But she goes to a bunch of lonely, horny gamer boys and pretends to be good at them by uploading pre-recorded content of her husband playing the game. And then he was the one actually running the channel and setting things up, according to that lawsuit. But he has some proof behind it too. And then it's like, in the video we'll go over, the guy that goes over like looks at her channel from at the time when she decided to leave the husband, or he decided to leave her, whatever. And it's like there's a massive drop in views, like an insane drop in views. So it's like, yeah, probably because he was the one that was actually responsible for monitoring the content, and he was probably the one responsible for all of it. So
well, he edited too, I believe. He was also, I think he was editing her shit as well.
Oh shit. So basically all Sniper Wolf contributed to her media empire were her face and her tits.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's
I was gonna say, I was like, yeah, she was like Amaranth before Amaranth, but I think Amaranth plays her own games. If she plays games, I don't even fucking know what Amaranth does.
Amaranth does ASMR.
Yeah. Has she always done ASMR?
Yeah, I think so. Well, she used to do cosplay. Yeah, she used to do cosplay.
Okay.
But
well, yeah,
I mean, it's just funny. It's just hilarious. So I'm like, man, that's behind every competent female content creator, I guess, is a man.
Stupid. All right, dog. You have a good night.
Yeah, good night, buddy.
Take it easy. Bye.
Okay, guys. So let's talk about the Russell Brand situation. Let me pull up. Let's see. Here we go. So this is from Viva Fry. The British government is now asking TikTok if Russell Brand is able to monetize his content on that platform. This was never about Russell Brand. This was a political pretext so governments across the world can coordinate with social media companies to acquire total control over dissenting voices on the internet. I don't think it's that necessarily. I mean, sure, the government would fucking love that, but obviously there is vested interest in seeing Russell Brand get taken off of the internet, because Russell Brand is enough of a pop culture figure. He has enough of a following that having him regularly go out and talk shit about media outlets, talk shit about how a lot of the funding works, right? How the pharmaceutical industry profits off of the whole COVID crisis, how the military industrial complex profits heavily anytime there's a war. Having a voice like that saying those things is a little different than, someone on the right with a YouTube channel talking about it, or Alex Jones, for instance, with the crazy fucking conspiracies and everything. He's actually capable of pulling people away from like that really establishment leftist narrative and bringing them more towards the center, because Russell Brand is not a right-wing guy. All right. He isn't. He's always been an anti-establishment lefty dude. Right. His first thing that I can remember is like Occupy Wall Street, because he hated Wall Street and he hated the shit that they were doing. He's always been about that. And as he sobered up, as he got better with his lifestyle, he realized where a lot of that stuff was coming from. So he started calling it out a ton more. And it's like now they're going after him the way they're going after him. But what's really nefarious about this one is they don't have any proof. Okay, they don't have any evidence to actually substantiate. The UK government has no crime that they can actually charge him with. You have an anonymous accuser with no evidence, and even if you can prove the age, which I don't know if I necessarily believe, but let's say you can, it's legal in the UK, and it's, well, I won't say it's like socially accepted in the UK. It's not as taboo as a state in the United States where the age of consent is 16. The entire country is 16 in the UK. The entire country. We talked about this with the Pyro situation way, way, way back. So it's like, for them, it's more like a 30-year-old who goes for an 18-year-old or a 40-year-old, like the Keemstar situation, who goes for like a 19, 20-year-old. It's socially taboo. Okay, it's not actually seen as that nefarious. But that's in the UK, where both of these people are born and raised and come from. So we can all be disgusted by it, but I don't think anybody is actually going to make the argument that the entire United Kingdom are just a bunch of pedophiles, and it's like maybe you could, maybe you could. But yeah, so this is nuts, okay? Dear Theo, I'm writing concerning the serious allegations, yeah, bullshit, regarding Russell Brand in the context as a user of TikTok with more than 2.2 million followers on the platform. The culture, media, and sport is raising questions with the broadcasters who previously employed Mr. Brand or production companies who employed him to examine both the culture of the industry in the past and where that culture still prevails today. Although Mr. Brand no longer appears on television, he now has a follower base on social media, including on TikTok, where this weekend he published preemptive responses to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatches. While we recognize that TikTok is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, and his content may be within community guidelines set out by the platform, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. His content on the platform has nothing to do with the accusations that are currently being made, just to be clear. So you're off base on several fucking levels. Not only are they not serious, would you ever call it a serious accusation when you have anonymous accusers who don't want to come forward, when they present you with no evidence to back up what they're saying? Who would call that a serious accusation or a serious allegation? Nobody. Literally fucking nobody. But because Russell Brand is hated by these people, they don't care. They're going full fucking steam with it, and it's actually nuts. It's actually fucking nuts. Now, here's the thing. This is the email from TikTok, or the email to TikTok that was sent. Let me show you the one that was sent to Rumble, because we saw YouTube pull the demonetization on Russell Brand, and I'm wondering if they were contacted by the UK government the same way that TikTok was contacted by them. I'm somewhat curious, because in the Rumble response, they actually mentioned specifically the UK Parliament's letter. They mentioned specifically how YouTube pulled them, so why won't you? Let me read it. Rumble's response to the UK Parliament's letter to our CEO. Today, we received an extremely disturbing letter from a committee chair in the UK Parliament. Well, Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, this is the letter. This is their response. Let me read the letter first. My bad, guys. Dear Chris, I am writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of his being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. The culture media, it's the same shit. It's the same shit to begin with. All right, let's go down here. However, we are also looking at his use of social media, including on Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's dispatches. We recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand. We're concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform. We would be grateful if you could confirm whether Russell Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we'd like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We would also like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims or of inappropriate and potentially illegal behavior. What a fucking douchebag this Caroline person is. There you go, guys. So did they contact YouTube ahead of time? Did they contact YouTube around the same time that they contacted TikTok? And then when they got YouTube to cancel him, they went to Rumble and told Rumble, hey, I mean, are you going to join YouTube? Here's the thing about these companies. They don't want to be pulled into a UK parliamentary hearing in which they discuss their business practices and how the UK government can try to interfere with them. So the goal here is you put out that statement, and then you get those outlets to demonetize them so they can avoid being in a parliamentary hearing. That's typically, that's at least how the US government operates. So I don't imagine the UK government's all that different from it. But yeah, Rumble took a firm stance against it. So today we received an extremely disturbing letter from a committee chair in the UK Parliament. Well, Rumble is obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation. It is vital to note that recent allegations against Russell Brand have nothing to do with the content on Rumble's platform. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But they don't give a shit. They don't. They don't care whatsoever. They want to see him get destroyed. They want to see his ability to speak get stifled. So I'm not going to say, oh, this is a big conspiracy with the UK government. No, I don't think it's that. I think you have more of like media outlets all working together to destroy him because, again, he not only attacks their credibility, but he also attacks the people that fund them. But in terms of in terms of the UK government getting involved, well, they're just being advantageous. They're just being advantageous now. They see an opportunity and they're seizing that opportunity. I mean, that's at least how I'm perceiving it. Just yesterday, YouTube announced that based solely on these media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands for very different values. We have devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. Were regarded as deeply inappropriate and dangerous, the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing given the absence of any connection between the allegations and his content on Rumble. We don't agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but refuse to penalize them for actions that have nothing to do with our platform. Although it may be politically and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and mission. Sorry about that. We empathetically reject the UK Parliament's demand. So powerful statements from Rumble, and I respect it, and I think that's why a lot of people have been moving slowly over to Rumble because they feel at the very least they'll be given a fair shake on that platform. Whereas when you're on YouTube and when you're on other things, you're kind of at jeopardy of the will of the mob, right? If you can get a large enough group to go after somebody, and in the Russell Brand situation, you're seeing it happen, they'll use that as an opportunity just to shut you down, get rid of you. Rumble's sitting there saying, hey, it might be more socially acceptable, but fuck off. So I respect that a hell of a lot more. I absolutely do. I'll probably be doing a video talking more in depth about this and upload it tomorrow. I'm probably going to clip out the David Portnoy reaction as its own thing too and upload that tomorrow for you guys. If you want to watch those, make sure you tune in. But I find this entire thing so disturbing. And again, when people are like, well, we feel like it's a big move just to get rid of the guy. The reasons why are you have no actual proof of the claims that are being made. You don't. You don't. I was talking about it in my video from I think it's the video I uploaded today about the claim from one accuser called Nadia. I'm kind of ignoring the other two accusers just because they don't have anything. The two big ones would be Alice, because Alice claims to be 16 at the time, and Nadia, because Nadia has like a single text message. And it's like recently, very recently, it's been decided in a Canadian court, and there's been federal legislation all within like the last year, maybe year and a half, in which an argument has been made, and it's actually one I kind of agree with, where it's like, if you are lying to somebody about wearing a condom, they are not actually giving you willing consent, okay? And that what they mean by that is, sure, you may have agreed to have sex with somebody, but if they're going to put you at risk of getting an STD or getting pregnant against your will, at that point, they aren't actually giving you consent, okay? It's consent being given under false pretenses. So to many people, they see that as a form of sexual assault. It's a violation. I agree with that. I absolutely do. My problem is that's a very recent thing. One, it's a very recent thing. And it's not even something that's legally recognized in most areas. But the biggest issue with it is Nadia's claim has nothing to do with the act of stealthing. Stealthing is where you lie about wearing a condom. Nadia's accusation is that she was held up against a wall, violently penetrated, and taken against her will. That, on every fucking level, is completely different from an accusation of stealthing. It just is. If you can't wrap your head around that one, you were so fucking far gone, it's not even worth having a conversation with you. And again, I've talked about this before. Members of my family have been violently assaulted. To compare that to somebody lied about wearing a condom during sex, and that's the same thing as being held down and violently penetrated. I actually, man, you do such a disservice to actual victims. You do such a disservice to them. Now, if somebody lies about wearing a condom during sex, I think you should have the ability to go after them. I think you should be able to go after them civilly. Maybe there should be some type of legal penalty behind it too. But to compare that to what Nadia actually accuses in the article is fucking brain rot. It's absolute fucking brain rot. And I've seen people, and they won't even engage in that conversation because they know that there's no defending it. They know that there's no defending lying about an accusation. So instead they just go, well, stealthing is basically a form of grape. And so you're just upholding grape culture when you don't call it out. I'm like, yeah, no. People consider regret as yeah, you're right. They do nowadays. They do. There's like this one image I see get passed around Twitter all the time where they're like, what is it? I had sex, but then I regretted it the next morning. And like somebody replies to it, well, if you regretted it, that means you didn't consent. It's like, what the fuck? Oh man. You should have like a signed fucking agreement before you have sex with somebody today. I'm so happy I'm married. I really am. But like for a lot of guys, like be careful. Be seriously fucking careful. Oh yeah. The other thing with Nadia's story, and I covered in the video too, is they're claiming that they have proof that she went to like a rape treatment center, and that Star Wars girl actually pulled it up at UCLA's rape treatment center. You can go there. They will not contact the police, but if you tell them that you have been the victim of a sexual assault, they will advise you to get counseling. You don't have to take it, and they will offer you a free STD treatment, like a free STD check. So, or you can go through the California medical system and pay somewhere it's like $150. So this took place in LA. So, I mean, with that context, you have to wonder, hey, can we actually have proof that the police were contacted and that the police opened a case? Because even if they didn't pursue charges, that you would still have some type of case number. We can't verify anything, though, because we don't know this woman's name. So that's where we're at with the Russell Brand thing. I want to just mention that for you guys, just so you can understand what actually aggravates me so much about this situation. But I'll do a shorter video. Shorter. It's probably gonna be like 20 minutes long. I'll try to be better at it. Just talking specifically about the attempts by government to weaponize the accusations so they can get them demonetized because they know they can't charge him criminally with anything. I felt extremely used in my younger days after a one-night stand. I was 16. He was much older. I was an idiot. He should have known better, but no crime was committed. I mean, it depends. If it's in a state, here's the problem. People are like, well, in the US, it's 18. It's actually not. More states, the age of consent here is like 30 states. It's 16. A few more 17. Fewer states are actually 18. I don't like that. I think it should be 18 across the board. But in Canada, it's 16 as well for the entire country. In the UK, it's 16 as well for the entire country. Now, I don't know all that much about the way Canada's system works, but in the UK, you can be done with high school. You can be starting off with university. You can be living outside of your parents' household. Like in the US, if you're like 16, you go off to live on your own. That's a big no-no. Like they can go after your parents and they just abandon you. In the UK, they don't give a fuck. Like it's pretty different. So I understand the UK system a little bit because I was talking to some people that are actually from there. And they've explained to me, and we did the same thing. We talked about the pyro system or the pyro accusations as well. But they can't charge him with a crime in the UK. So you have someone in government who's taking advantage of the outrage to try to get him demonetized because they just want to see him shut up. Texas is 17. Damn, that's nuts. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I heard somebody was like, California wants to lower it to 14. I was like, God damn, California. God fucking damn. But yeah, no, it's different, right? 16, 17, 18. It's actually not the same here in the US. States have different laws here in the US. And for the most part, people in America, we feel very strongly about it being 18, and that any relationship with someone who's under 18 is just outright wrong, because you're supposed to be with your parents up until the point where you turn 18. Apparently that's not the same in the UK. I don't know what it's like in Canada. I really don't know how their system works, but they're across the board 16 too. So figure it out. Seriously figure it out. But you can't then later try to go after somebody when it was legal and people did not have any issues with it, and then try to say, well, now, 15 years later, when there's much of a moral stigma behind it, now we want to go after you. I think that's kind of wrong, right? Like, I think it's kind of wrong because if it was here in the United States, right, I would at least say, well, you can at least go after him under the understanding that most people view it as being wrong. But in the UK, they don't. Like, in the UK, they just don't. So it's like, it seems like it's just being weaponized for a US audience to really go after him. And I'm just like not with it. I'm just not with it. I saw they did the same thing with, it was pyro. I look at those things and I'm like, man. Now, if it was in a place where age of consent was 18, then Russell Brand was willing to violate the law in order to have sex with people. If you wanted to argue that's not proof of pedophilia, you'd at least have that statement that he was willing to break the law to have sex. At least you would have that. But we don't even have that much. We don't even have that much. Okay, so let's Let's talk about something else that's kind of interesting. And this is not as serious of a subject, but goddamn, dude, I watched this video today and I was like, you guys, if you watch the channel for a while, you'll understand why we're talking about this. Because a while back, I reacted to the Sniper Wolf and Darman video, which had me fucking dying. Darman, guys, listen, I'm being serious with you. If you ever want like a good time, like if you ever feel like your life is just shit and you want to see somebody who's just a fucking failure, watch a Darman video. Darman videos are like those like the funniest shit, and I've seen people mock and deride the dude, but it's like these what you would call it, like racist black Karen at the park abuses black boys or whatever, and like this woman comes out with a fucking whip. She comes out with a fucking whip. I'm like, what? Where's this ever happened? Where have they done this? Oh man, Darman videos crack me the fuck up. They're badly acted. They have some of the most nonsensical situations ever. But Sniper Wolf was featured in one. It was like this positivity for female gamers, and I was like, Sniper Wolf, like you actually have female gamers. What you do? Like I'm like one of those people who are just like, women can't play video games. No, you have some really talented female gamers. I watch a couple of like the people that like I'm a nerd. I'm a serious nerd. I remember watching this one girl and she was playing One Piece Odyssey. And then like a couple of the people that do like the Pokemon shit, like I'll watch their channels too. And there are fewer females, but they do exist. God, what's her name? That one girl who does Jaden Animations, right? Like she does a bunch of Pokemon shit, and I think it's funny because she does her animations with it too. So, anyways, you actually have female gamers, right? And I'm sure you have plenty that do Call of Duty and everything. It's just not anything that interests me. Like men or women, I'm just not interested in shoot 'em up games. But Sniper Wolf is probably the worst example you could bring of a female gamer that girls should look up to. Sniper Wolf started by being a lewd content creator. Sniper Wolf has been arrested on like felony armed robbery. Sniper Wolf has been accused multiple times of faking her gameplay. And it's like, when I say accused, I mean like it's fucking clear. Like there's clear evidence that she's not actually playing the game. She'll be like holding the controller and talking as the game is moving on its own. So it's like, we know, but you have a bunch of horny gamer boys who just like the lady with the nice face and the big tits. So they rush out to defend her, and you have the feminists to rush out to defend her, and they'll like crucify anybody that says anything negative about this woman. And I'm like, that's not a realistic expectation that you should set for a young girl that wants to get into the gaming space. Like it really isn't. You really shouldn't be doing that, because holy fuck, will they like face plant into reality so fucking hard you will shatter them. So when I saw the Darman video, I was just like, God damn. But it gets worse. So we have a lawsuit, and this lawsuit is the funniest shit. It's the funniest shit. You guys got to watch this video with me.
Sniper Wolf has been brought up a lot in regards to her content over the last couple of years. The most recent...
And let me do this. I'm going to speed it up just a tad.
Situation being her feud with Jax Films. And while that turned into quite the entertaining feud, there's been legal trouble for Sniper Wolf brewing in the background in regards to her YouTube channel and apparent marriage with a guy named Evan, but he's known as Sausage. And what's interesting about all this is it actually confirms everyone's speculations dating back to 2014. Because throughout Sniper Wolf's entire career, she's just been getting into controversy after controversy. And every time her past behavior was brought up, she essentially just deflects and denies it all. With the two early situations that were pretty big being the original YouTube channel of hers that was apparently called Sexy Sniper, and then the other one...
Yeah. Yeah. Originally, she was a lewd content creator, right? Like that's where she started. Okay, that's where she started. Just to be clear,
one where she faked her gameplay, which was a big deal back in the heyday of the Call of Duty community because a large contributor to her early rise was, oh, woman play video game very well. Very nice, subscribe. And plenty of massive Call of Duty YouTubers called her out on this, and to pretty much no one's surprise, she denied it, even though it was very obvious. So I guess she's just been reacting to content her entire career, but at least made it obvious that she was reacting in the last like 5 to 6 years. And that is also just multiple controversies in of itself, because one, it being barely transformative content, and two, people are now questioning if she's even reacting to begin with or reading off a Google document. And that leads me to the question, what's the point of being a reaction channel if you're not even going to react?
Again, if, and I'm going to say this outright, Amaranth, like, because Aura mentioned her and everything, I might not like Amaranth, okay? But Amaranth knows her market. Amaranth does the ASMRs, right, where she like sets up the ear licking microphones and everything. So it's like, yeah, I can criticize her for having like incredibly stupid takes on things, but like, am I really going to criticize ear licking your microphone? Like, she knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. Sniper Wolf, though, pretends to be this serious fucking gamer. Well, being a complete fucking fraud. Has an ego that is just insanely in proportion or out of proportion with her actual skill set, and gets lauded around as like this icon for what other girls in the streaming industry should be working towards. And I'm like, God damn, if I had to pick, like, this is another terrible choice, but if I had to put like Pokimane and fucking Sniper Wolf, and so I mean, at least Pokimane's more authentic with her bitchosity than Sniper Wolf is. Oh man.
We have this 23-page complaint that kicked off this lawsuit here, which really exposes how the Sniper Wolf channel was allegedly set up and ran. And this really ruins Sniper Wolf's life as she knows it, because she spent her entire career trying to keep all this hidden. And just like in my other video, I want to give a special thank you to Mad Catster for sending me this document. And I realize this isn't a short complaint, but it is just packed with eye-opening information for how Sniper Wolf's channel is ran, or allegedly ran according to this complaint. Plaintiff, Channel Red, has in all material times been an Arizona limited liability company in good standing that has been doing business in Maricopa County, Arizona. Young is, and at all relevant times mentioned herein, a co-manager and 50% member of Channel Red. Defendant Aaliyah Shalesh has at all material times maintained her principal residence in Maricopa County, Arizona. So those are the two main people involved here, Young, who is Sausage, and Aaliyah, who is Sniper Wolf. But starting off with the general allegations, in or about 2010, Young and Shalesh met for the first time while playing the video game Metal Gear Online. During this time frame, in or about 2010, Young and Shalesh exchanged cellular text messages briefly, but otherwise largely ceased communication after a short period of time. In or about 2011, Shalesh began a YouTube channel under the moniker Sexy Sniper. Shalesh's Sexy Sniper YouTube channel had a largely negative reputation and was infamous for posting content. Shalesh's Sexy Sniper YouTube channel was not affiliated with or otherwise related to the future SSS Sniper Wolf YouTube channel referenced herein. But both Young and Shalesh have taken measures to ensure that the Sexy Sniper YouTube channel could not be connected.
You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. You know, I do find it funny though. Like, she wants to be completely disassociated from when she did Sexy Sniper, but they named the new channel SS Sniper Wolf. So it's like, come on. Oh boy, there was like some small brain thinking right there. But I think that was probably the point though, right? Like you still wanted some of that horny teenage boy audience. So it's like you didn't want to completely disassociate yourself from it. But as she's gained in more popularity, she doesn't want to be seen as strictly a lewd content creator. But like we know why the boys like watching. We do. I'm sorry. She doesn't know how to fucking play video games. Oh man. Her commentary is like the best though. Watch a Sniper Wolf reaction video. It is it's like watching paint dry, except you know you have large tits to stare at. Oh man.
Connected to the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Moreover, Shalesh has made an explicit record that Sexy Sniper is not a derivation or otherwise connected to the SSS Sniper Wolf moniker or Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. In or about December of 2012, Young and Shalesh reconnected through text messages and began regularly exchanging correspondence and communications. In or about January 2013, Young approached Shalesh with an offer to engage a new joint venture. The aforementioned joint venture involved creating a new YouTube channel under the moniker SSS Sniper Wolf. The concept behind Sniper Wolf YouTube channel that was Young was going to play the video games such as Call of Duty and or Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, and record his gameplay. Young would then prepare a script for each recording for Shalesh to read on camera while acting through that she was playing the recorded gameplay.
So the Sniper Wolf channel has absolutely nothing to do with anything she's actually contributed other than her face. The guy played the video games, and the guy wrote a script so that she could read it. Oh man, that's hilarious. That is absolutely fucking hilarious. So again, guys, if she was saying uwu cute things to you, it was coming from a guy that went by the moniker Sausage.
Footage. Yeah, I messed that one up. Video game footage. But this already confirms everyone's speculations of, oh, she was faking her gameplay. Not that people were really doubting that speculation, but now it's essentially confirmed in a court document, or at least alleged. Young made it clear to Shailesh that the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel needed to be a completely independent and separate from Shailesh's prior Sexy Sniper YouTube channel due to the serious negative reputation Shailesh had cultivated through the content on her Sexy Sniper YouTube channel. And also, because the content was going to be entirely different and distinct. In or about January 2013, Shailesh agreed to Young's proposal to create the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. On or about January 19th, 2013, Young created and otherwise established the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. To establish the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, Young utilized a mixture of Young's and Shailesh's biography information, including but not limited to Shailesh's first name, birthday, and gender, and Young's last name and contact information. At the time of creating the Sniper Wolf YouTube,
So Young was the guy that was actually running the channel. So Young recorded the footage. Young would give her the script. Young would do the edits on the video. Young would monitor the content on the channel. But she was the face for everything. Oh my god, she's basically a model. Like Sniper Wolf is just a model.
YouTube channel, Young and Shailesh agreed to split any revenue from the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel equally. While Shailesh was the face of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, Young was at all times heavily involved in the creative content and operations of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, including but not limited to concept origination and development, script writing, directing, video editing, posting finished videos to the channel, and market research and analysis, among other things. So according to this, he was running the channel and she was the face of it. Most notably, the gameplay footage depicted in the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel was played and recorded by Young, while Shailesh merely read and reacted to the gameplay according to those certain concepts and scripts prepared by Young. Although Sniper Wolf YouTube channel had since shifted focus on content other than gameplay footage, Young still plays a pivotal role in the operation of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel through directing, filming, content gathering, overall strategy, and direction and marketing, among other things. Within months of its creation, the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel began to attract a significant following and to date has over 33 million subscribers on YouTube. Young's involvement and efforts contribute significantly to the initial as well as the ongoing continued success of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Within 2 weeks of establishing the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, Young and
I mean, I don't even know if you would say like contributed like significantly. It seems like he's the only reason why it was successful. Without this without Young Sausage, Sniper Wolf would just be another e-thought. Fuck.
Entered into an agreement with Fullscreen for ad revenue generated to the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Young and Shailesh agreed to and in fact did share the revenue from the 2013 Fullscreen agreement equally. Young and Shailesh received this first payment from Fullscreen in connection with the operation of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel in or about March of 2013. All payments from Fullscreen were sent directly to Young's PayPal account and then split evenly between Young and Shailesh. I still don't know how to say your last name, so I'm just kind of rolling with it. But Young moved to the state of Arizona in about May of 2013 in order to be closer to Shailesh, who already resided in the state of Arizona at the time, to further facilitate both their romantic and business relationship. Young and Shailesh married in or about May of 2013. On or about March 29, 2014, Young and Shailesh created an additional YouTube channel under the moniker Mr. Sausage Boy.
Okay, all right. That was actually hilarious. I've never heard of the Mr. Sausage Boy channel. Okay, but the point here, because I think it mentions it later, the agreement was a verbal agreement. However, they have proof that Young was the guy that was actually receiving the payments. The channel was created using both of their informations, and Young engaged in other channels in which Sniper Wolf was a part of. So I don't like, there can be the denial that what he is saying is true. And I agree. If you don't have a contract, it makes it difficult. However, people have taken verbal agreements and won in court before because you have to have other things that can substantiate what you're saying, right? Like if I walked into a courtroom, and I'm not a lawyer here, so I'm trying to just give you a layman's understanding of this. But if I walked into a courtroom and I said, Aura, right? I said, well, me and Aura have an agreement, okay? Aura is going to be the face of the channel. I'm going to do like all the editing and everything. And we're going to split the profit 50-50. And then Aura goes ahead and cuts me out of the channel, right? if I have no proof I was ever actually involved in that channel, right? Or that I just occasionally did some edits, it's like, well, all I have here is your word against their word. But when it's like, no, when that channel was created, we used both of our names. I was the one that was receiving the payments. I was paying her half of the portion of the channel. It becomes a lot easier to prove what you're saying is true, because otherwise, hey, why would you agree with this random dude on the internet that you met to have him receive the money for your channel and then have him pay you half of it? Because you could say, well, the only argument behind something like that would be like you're trying to avoid paying taxes. And I'm sure that she would not be that stupid to make that type of statement. So we'll see how this goes.
The Mr. Sausage Boy YouTube channel was created in order to depict Young's personal channel separate and distinct from the content posted on the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Young and Schlish agreed to, and in fact did, split all profits arising out of the operation and business of the Mr. Sausage Boy YouTube channel, just as they had done with the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. On or about June 4th, 2014, Young and Schlish also created another YouTube channel under the moniker Little Leah. The Little Leah YouTube channel was created in order to cater to a female-centric audience by and through posting of content related to makeup, designer goods, shopping, and fashion. Young was involved in the operation and success of the Little Leah YouTube channel by and through, among other things, purchasing fashion inventory, directing and filming videos, and coordinating marketing efforts, among other things. They also split all the profits to the Little Leah YouTube channel.
You got to be kidding. Oh, actually, here's the thing, though. I agree that if he's going to get half the profits of the other channel, if they start together, the Little Leah channel, then he has to do some work. But you're telling me that the one thing that she should be good at would be the makeup shit, the fashion shit. And he was the one buying everything for it. What the fuck? Oh my God. This is actually funny. This is seriously funny. Or it just texted me about thumbnails for tomorrow. Give me one sec. I keep playing it though.
Collectively, Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, Mr. Sausage Boy YouTube channel, and the Little Leah YouTube channel will hereinafter be referred to as the prior channels. Both Young and Shalish retained equal control and joint decision-making involving the prior channels. Profits from the business and operation of the prior channels went into the joint bank account of Young and Shalish. On or about June 10th, 2014, Shalish entered a revised agreement with full screen for ad revenue generated for the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Young and Shalish agreed to and in fact did share the revenue from the revised 2014 full screen agreement equally. On or about October 20th, 2016, Shalish entered into an agreement for Google ad revenue generated for the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. So this essentially means that she used to be a part of the network full screen and then she transferred directly to Google AdSense. And they also split that Google AdSense equally as well. On or about February 8th, 2017, Young and Shalish jointly formed the channel Red in the state of Arizona. That's the company that he is apparently using to sue her, which she also apparently owns 50% of. Pursuant to the articles of the organization of Channel Red, both Young and Shalish were listed as managers and members of the limited liability company. Pursuant of the articles of the organization of Channel Red, Young was designated as the statutory agent of Channel Red. As of the date or filing of this complaint, both Young and Shalish remain listed as managers and members of Channel Red. As of the date of filing this complaint, Young remains the statutory agent of Channel Red. In organizing and or otherwise establishing Channel Red, Young and Shalish entered into the verbal operating agreement, whereby each of them owned 50% of the membership interest in Channel Red and agreed to split all profits arising from the business and operations of Channel Red equally. Pursuant to the terms of the operating agreement, Young and Shalish were to maintain equal access to all associated YouTube channels, as well as joint decision-making in regards to the business and operations of Channel Red, including but not limited to creating, posting content, as well as entering into potential business opportunities. Following the creation of Channel Red, Young and Shalish jointly as a married couple enjoyed a significant success relating to the business and operation of Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, including but not limited to engaging in numerous sponsorship brand deals and receiving prestigious awards such as the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Gamer in 2019 and 2020. Upon information and belief from the time of formation of Channel Red in 2017 until about September of 2022, all revenue.
Okay, so this is where you've had this going on for such a long period of time, right? Again, even if it's a verbal agreement, he has so much proof, or at least he should, based on the filing here, that they were working in tandem. Okay, they were working together. That all the money was split between them the entire time, not just one time, but year over year over year over year over year across multiple channels. Again, unless he has literally nothing to back it up, like he doesn't have the bank statements, which would be fucking strange, then he is really fucked. Okay? Otherwise, Sniper Wolf is really, really fucked.
news from Channel Red was deposited into Young and Shalish's joint bank account with Channel Red and were
It
shared
is
equally
wild.
between Young and Shalish pursuant to the terms of the operating agreement. Under information and belief from the time of formation of Channel Red in 2017 until about September of 2022, Young and Shalish maintained joint control and decision-making in regards to the business and operations of Channel Red pursuant to the terms of the operating agreement. And during the same period of time, they had equal access to the YouTube channels. In or about September 2022, Young and Shalish separated or otherwise terminated their romantic relationship. So that must be the catalyst for all this, because I'm assuming that Sniper Wolf no longer wants to be involved with Sausage and have them take 50% of her business, when, according to this complaint, they made it. They own it 50-50%. But it all
You know, I want to hear what he has to say here, but again, Sniper, it goes further into it. Sniper Wolf essentially, from this point forward, attempts to create other channels and then tries to drive traffic to those other channels. And it's like, the problem with you doing that is you're still in an agreement with Young Sausage, and you're supposed to be splitting everything up equally 50-50. See, this is why you should never engage in a romantic relationship with someone that you're doing business with, because it always gets icky, right? It always gets very icky. But Sniper Wolf is the one who seems to have been violating those terms. And so in terms of like the relationship and the divorce or whatever, which they're still going through, that's obviously a problem. But Sniper Wolf has just put herself in a very bad position because she's violating the terms of their business agreement, which has pre-existed the marriage. And I'm sure that Young Sausage will then try to use those actions to go after her in the divorce too. I mean, why wouldn't you? And you can't argue that because essentially they've been splitting profits 50-50 the entire time. So she can't argue that she was reliant on him. He can't argue that he was reliant on her. It was a joint venture together. All their income was together. So if he wants to sue her and be like, hey, look, she violated this business agreement in the divorce proceeding, he has a stronger hand than she does. I mean, it really depends. It honestly does on how this case goes down. But Sniper Wolf has, if true, right, if what's being alleged in the court filing is true, she's put herself in such a terrible fucking position. And it's like the type of terrible position you put yourself in if you are like a complete fucking moron who's had your husband managing your fucking channel the entire fucking time, and you had no fucking concept of what a legal agreement actually is.
also says here it was done via a verbal contract, so that makes things interesting as well. But following the termination of the romantic relationship, Shalish began actively taking steps to lock Young out of their business relationship conducted through Channel Red. Following termination of the romantic relationship, Shalish unilaterally conspired with Channel Red's brand manager, Kevin Gold, to seek and enter into business agreements and or brand deals with certain companies, including but not limited to G Fuel, without disclosing the details of said arrangements to Young. Yeesh. Well, that's not good for business. Allegedly conspiring against your business partners, that's a good way to get sued. And here we
Yeah. No, that's true, right? Like you have a business partner, you split the profits 50-50, but you no longer want to be in business with that partner. So instead of actually speaking to them and finding some way of severing ties, which obviously he's not going to want, you're going to have to give him something that you're probably not going to want to do. You instead go behind his back to another man, so the other man can then negotiate business deals for you behind his back, so that you can claim all of the profits for yourself. That is, god damn. That is some funny fucking shit. That is some funny fucking shit. That is, he's right. That is a great way to get yourself into a fucking courtroom.
We are. Young explicitly made it clear to Shalish that these unilateral brand deals could potentially negatively impact Channel Red due to pending litigation surrounding the termination of the romantic relationship. Shalish retained all profits from these unilateral brand deals, including but not limited to those with G Fuel and separate bank accounts, including but not limited to the certain bank account with First Republic Bank, account number, without disturbing any portions of the profits to Young through Channel Red or otherwise. Despite repeated attempts by Young to discuss the operations of Channel Red with the brand manager Kevin Gold, Mr. Gold has refused to provide Young with any request details, including but not limited to potential brand deals, merchandising opportunities, or sponsorship opportunities pertaining to Channel Red. Additionally,
I actually wonder, would Kevin Gold get himself wrapped up in this lawsuit? Because you're the brand manager for Channel Red, which is a joint venture between these two parties, and you know that you're negotiating these business deals without one of those people involved, and you know that you're getting her paid behind his back. So it's like, I think this Kevin Gold guy might have opened himself up too. I'm not entirely sure what you would necessarily go after him for in terms of like monetary, because Sniper Wolf used Young Sausage to make her entire career and platform. And without Young Sausage, I don't think that she actually has the business acumen to do all of this. That's why Kevin Gold had to negotiate the new contract for her. So is Kevin Gold the new Young Sausage? She upgraded from Dirty All Sausage to Mr. Gold. I wonder if there is some boinking going on behind the scenes now. But yeah, no, it's fucking this is wild, guys. This is fucking wild.
On or about September 12, 2022, Shalish unilaterally created the YouTube channels Sniper Wolf Top Videos, Sniper Wolf Espanol, Sniper Wolf, I'm assuming that's Arabic, and Sniper Wolf Francais. I butchered that. Collectively, and the subsequent channels. The subsequent channels post compilations or translations of existing Sniper Wolf YouTube channel videos, and therefore are clear derivations of the existing Sniper Wolf YouTube channel content owned and operated by Channel Red. The subsequent channels have, at this date of this filing, accumulated over 100 million views and accrued over $1.2 million in estimated revenue. So TLDR, Sausage is missing out on a bag. Despite Young and Shalish still being married and they're still married right now. I guess there's an ongoing divorce or something though. But they're still married and joint owners of Channel Red. Shalish unilaterally created the subsequent YouTube channels for the express purpose of diverting income from the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel content once the dissolution of the marriage was finalized. Young is an equal and 50% member and manager of Channel Red, expressly objected to the creation of the subsequent channels on the grounds that the subsequent channels stood to potentially divert and or otherwise detract viewers from Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, thereby causing damage to Channel Red and Young. Nevertheless, Shalish unilaterally created and continues to maintain the subsequent channels despite the direct and express objection from Young as an equal and 50% member and manager of Channel Red. Today, Shalish still runs them. To date, Shalish has provided no accounting or financial information in regards to those subsequent channels. To date, Young has received no portion of the profits from them. To date, Shalish has refused to provide Young with.
Here's the problem. If she goes and uses her name as Sniper Wolf to create another channel, right? I suppose you could argue in court that that's a completely different venture, although we know it's not. But at least it would be a better argument. The fact that these are compilation channels using clips from the Sniper Wolf channel, now you have a big problem because essentially you are stealing from him. You're taking the content, okay, that was created for the Sniper Wolf channel, which is a joint venture between the two of you, and then creating separate channels using that content too, so that you can profit on it by yourself. I think that I think Sniper Wolf is going to wind up owing Young a lot of money, like a lot of money. And I don't think that she's intelligent enough to have actually managed this in a way to protect her money, because there are certain things you can do to protect that revenue. But Young, because he was managing the Sniper Wolf channel, he's probably more than familiar with what each of those views actually translates into, like a dollar amount. So all he has to do is say, hey, she had X number of views on these videos. That translates to X number of profit, roughly. And it would be on Sniper Wolf to then refute that. So she would actually have to go to court with her financial records. Oh boy. And I'm going to guess Kevin Gold is the one that's going to have to do that for her. God damn. Oh, what a dum-dum. And since he doesn't actually know the actual profit margins from the other deals with like G Fuel and everything, how many other deals did she make during this time in which she expressly cut them out? Because again, these were all done under the name of Sniper Wolf, not under her own name. So it's clearly about the channel. So he is entitled to those advertisement deals. This might also create a situation where people don't want to be involved in using her, in using her as like a brand ambassador or things like that, because they don't want to be dragged into court with this young sausage guy who's entitled to 50% of whatever they're paying her. God, Sniper Wolf, really fuck yourself.
The access or information relating to the subsequent channels. In or about September 2022, Shailesh locked Young out of the Channel Red's Instagram social media account, which Young had previously utilized to help grow Channel Red's social media following and presence. To date, Young remained locked out of Channel Red's Instagram social media account. Oh, she took his hard drives? Whoa, wait, whoa. On or about September 27, 2022, without knowledge of a prior authorization from Young, Shailesh took from the jointly owned residence on Happy Valley Road certain hard drives and phones belonging to Channel Red or Young collectively. Yo, what the I was like, wait, that rings a bell. Yeah, I used to live in Scottsdale. So funny enough, I used to live very close to them. Fun fact, the music video thing I made for my Area 51 meme back in like 2019, I filmed probably like 2 minutes away from Happy Valley Road. I realize it's a pretty long road, but yeah, 2 minutes from that road. But the devices contain sensitive company or corporate data associated with Channel Red and its operations, including but not limited to significant evidence of Young's involvement in the business and operations of Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. Wasn't Sniper Wolf actually caught stealing like over a decade ago? I guess once a thief, allegedly maybe a thief again. Yeah, she was arrested on armed robbery charges.
Oh, dude, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, no. Sniper Wolf has never actually had an issue when it comes to breaking the law, apparently. So again, if that's true, like if he has proof of that happening, I imagine he probably does, because I think he's going to say it here that he has returned the hard drives to him. So there's probably text conversations that Sniper Wolf has with this guy in which she admits to stealing the hard drives. I don't know how you get around that, because then it shows that, hey, yeah, I was breaking the law. Hey, yeah, I was trying to cut him out of the business. Hey, I was doing these things behind his back. Hey, and the reason why I was doing that was because I knew he was entitled to 50%. That's, yeah, she committed armed robbery. Sniper Wolf's a criminal. Sniper Wolf's a criminal. There you go.
Oh, they were also charged in 2016 for fighting. The more you know, because both
they were charged in 2016 for fighting. Okay, all right, good job, Sniper Wolf.
Both Aaliyah and Evan were arrested, it seems like, the second time. So did they just have like a public fight with each other? Yeesh. But upon the unauthorized taking and subsequent withholding of the devices, Young changed the password and login. Oh, he changed the log. Oh, wow. Okay. So he still has access to the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. So Young changed the password and login credentials of the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel out of fear that Shailesh would upload, delete, or otherwise modify content from the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel, which could directly impact and harm Channel Red and Young. Young has since provided Shailesh with the necessary login credentials to access the Sniper Wolf YouTube channel. My guess here is he made her a manager on one of her new accounts, but he still owns the main account that controls the channels. Interesting. Despite repeated demand from Young, Shailesh initially refused to return the devices unless Young took extreme and unnecessary measures, such as agreeing to execute a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, so he had an NDA with her, I'm assuming.
Fuck.
So in or about March of 2023, Shailesh.
Oh, shit. Hey. Man, can you imagine walking into court and having to defend yourself over that? Hey, yes, Your Honor. I did steal all of these items from him. And yes, Your Honor, I did withhold them from him. And yes, Your Honor, I did demand he sign an NDA or I was never going to give them back. Bitch, you are fucked. You do not want that. Oh my God, settle with this man. But like, that's the thing. They're going through a divorce, and I'm going to guess it's not on good terms either. So it's like, man, oh boy. Man. People have praised Sniper Wolf for building up this like media empire and being so good with when it came to how she did business. But I guess it really was Young Sausage doing all of it for her. So in reality, all you have is a brainless e-girl who doesn't realize how fucked she is, assuming this is all true. Oh, God.
Finally agreed to and in fact did return the devices to Young. On or about October 20th, 2022, Young filed a petition for dissolution of non-covenant marriage without children in Maricopa County. So that's just a divorce. As of the date of filing the complaint, the dissolution proceedings remain ongoing. As of the date of filing this complaint, Shailesh and Young remain married. So now for the counts. Count 1 is breach of fiduciary duty. Count 2 is breach of contract. Count 3 is breach of implied covenant in good faith and fair dealing. Count 4 is tortious interference with the contractual relations and business expectancy. Count 5 would be conversion. Count 6 is is accounting. Account 7 is appointment of receiver. So this is going to be very interesting to watch unfold because she's going to have to respond to this at some point. She had a massive cash cow going for a long time. I mean, it's still going, but now she's risking it by wanting to go separate from her ex, which also is understandable that you don't want to give your ex a 50% kickback perpetually for your entire career. But they started it together as a business. So I see both sides here. Either way, though, it seems like in September of 2022, her life as she knew it changed forever. And divorces by themselves are ugly enough, so I can only imagine when you also have a company generating potentially millions of dollars monthly. Oh, wow. I didn't even see. Okay, so if you go to her social blade, there's actually a massive decline. From the month they broke up, the channel has dropped like 50% in their average monthly views. Wow, that is actually way more than I expected. So Sausage might have actually had a massive role in creating her content or helping her run her channel all the.
Well, actually, I would say it might be proof that of what young Sausage is alleging, that she was creating these other channels for the purpose of driving away views so that she wouldn't have to pay Sausage anymore. I guess you would have to look at all the other channels that she created and seeing if the views were really just going to them. But what's really problematic is you could justify some of this if it took place during the course of the divorce. I mean, not exactly, but you could say, hey, we're getting divorced, so we're trying to divide things up, and he's misrepresenting what's happening. But the problem is, she did this in September. They were still legally married. There was no divorce proceeding on the table. Young Sausage is the one that filed for divorce against her after she was doing this stuff. I mean, it doesn't sound like it was a good marriage, just to be frank. But she's the. I mean, again, if he can prove even half of the things that he's alleging in this filing, she's in some deep shit. When I talk about being in deep shit, she would he could just and I'm sure like a legal person could probably like clarify further for us, but it seems to me that what he could do is get all the revenue, right? Or a massive chunk of the revenue on anything that uses the Sniper Wolf brand. And her only way of getting out of it, she would have to entirely rebrand, which is going to harm her so much. So either way, she is really fucked here. She's extremely fucked here. Oh boy. I'm just guessing now, but I would imagine this Kevin Gold guy and her are doing some shit behind the scenes too. It just, I think that he'll probably have to reveal his text messages with Sniper Wolf because he's a part of this lawsuit now. He was the one doing the deals for her. So when they ask him for all of his communications with her, if there's anything in there about impropriety, I mean, that's just going to help him out in the divorce case too. Like she really stepped in it.
Way up until they broke up. Because in this lawsuit he mentioned, he was saying that he was worried that she was going to start diverting views to other channels so she could make more money. And we might actually be seeing the results of that here. Because on August of 2022, she gained 541 million views. And now August of 2023, 1 year later, she gained 233 million views, which is still a massive bag. But it's a 50% decline in just 1 year. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Okay, guys. So that's it for the stream tonight. Yeah, they were definitely hooking up. I mean, it just, I don't know. Knowing how she rose to fame and popularity and who was actually running her channel for her and how she went to another man to do all this shit behind his back. I don't know. I once a hoe, always a hoe. Who knows, man? Okay, so guys, that's it for the stream tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate all your love and support. Do me a favor if you can. I'll have more videos posting up tomorrow where we're going to do just a cut of the reaction to the Dave Portnoy thing. And I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on the whole thing with the UK government and Russel brand. And if you've seen some of the stuff we've been posting recently, if you just share those for me, that'd be a huge help. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought I was completely out of the algorithm. But the vids are doing pretty well. But still, I like it when you guys actually share them because you guys are my core audience. I know it's like a small group of people who tune in for the live streams and everything, but like you guys are always here, and I love you. All right, guys, Take it easy. Have a good night. And I'll see you very, very soon.